Benjamin Percy and Joshua Cassara continue Wolverine's time travel adventure as Logan continues thwarting Omega Red's mission to kill Xavier before he is born, but in doing so it causes Logan to confront his brutal and violent past. Benjamin Percy continues the Terminator-inspired storyline here with an issue that raises quite a few plot holes in the whole event, especially with how Omega Red's powers work. While I love the premise and idea of Logan being the Kyle Reese to Xavier's entire family, Omega Red's possession doesn't really make much sense story-wise since he seemingly can jump into any body he wishes, so why not jump into Xavier's ancestors and make them kill themselves, or jump into Logan before the present-day Logan has a chance to get there and stop him before he can do that. It's definitely a pitfall inherent with time travel and quantum leap like stories, and unfortunately the book falls into pretty much all of them. Logan having to face his violent past with Team X was great however, and him trying to change it is fun, as are the brief parts with Itsu in Japan and Logan stuck in this tough predicament of killing his possessed wife and stopping Darken being born, or having her kill him, in turn stopping him from saving Xavier. It's just compelling enough not to make the entire book a complete washout. Joshua Cassara continues his violent, blood-soaked artwork this issue with some fantastic action sequences set throughout the entire timeline, and even a cool art homage as Logan and Itsu kind of recreate John Lennon and Yoko Ono's Rolling Stone cover, which was quite neat. The 10 Lives of Wolverine issue 2 was a real mixed bag of ideas that end up falling into the same trappings most time travel stories do, with the saving grace of the book being its fantastically bloody artwork and some hints at more complex character development with Wolverine happening in the background. I'm going to give this issue a 6 out of 10. The 10 Lives of Wolverine issue 2 heads to the year 1900, where in northern Canada, a young Logan battles a polar bear, which throws the mutant around as Logan thinks about being dwarfed by history thanks to towering redwoods and ageless canyons. He knows forests have outlived nations, and on the other hand, the knowledge makes one feel like a smear of nothing, but then also makes you feel like part of everything, and a man can plant fields or experiment with electricity. And while some are there longer than others, in time, they are all just doing their damnedest to leave their mark on the planet. Logan climbs up the bear, leaping onto the top of the pit where he grabs an onlooker, throwing him to the raging animal as he escapes his prison, running off into the snow as he knows that he'll put a good dent in this universe or die trying. Outside, Logan runs into Jean's astral projection, who knows he looks so skinny. Logan, who is now possessed by his present-day self, knows that he's skinny and stupid, commandeering a sleigh and dogs as Jean knows his target is 50 miles northwest, and there are many dangers along the way. Logan finds himself relieved he's in the body of an idiot teenager who thinks he's invisible then. In another time at Jasmine Falls, Japan, Logan is shook from his thoughts by Itsu, his wife, as Jean arrives. He tells her to give him one more minute, reminding his wife, who thinks that he is talking to her, that she has him all night, wishing he could stay forever as Itsu begins to become possessed by Omega Red, growing the bone tentacles from her hands. Years ago in Colombia, Wolverine and Team X cut their way through the enemy soldiers, knowing that they're about a kilometer from the cocaine lab. As the team decide how to approach the alerted lab, Logan goes rogue, following Jean's ghostly form as she tells him that Charles is there and part of a larger coalition that is trying to save the Amazon and its tribes from deforestation. She knows there'll be press, diplomats, and many other problems, all multiple threats in close proximity. She tells him they have maybe 6 hours to do this, as Logan tells her that he didn't remember before, but now as he spots the cocaine lab, he remembers after destroying the lab, his team also slaughtered the nearby villagers, reminding them he was ordered to give them a message, for them to fear America more than they fear the cartels. G knows that he can't stop Team X and save Xavier at the same time, but Logan tells her that she doesn't get it, since this is the version of himself he hates the most, and he did some very unforgivable things. Jean tells him that there are consequences for everything he does, but Logan doesn't care, knowing that he's been living with them. In the recent past in Moscow, Wolverine, Domino, and Omega Red arrive at the Hellfire Club. Logan tells the team their job is to extract Maxim for interrogation, warning Omega Red not to kill the target. A guard soon spots them and Omega Red rips the man in half, heading into the steam baths. He tells the person hiding that it's better they come without a fight, knowing that he just wants to talk. A smoky visage appears behind him, grabbing him and telling him that he only wants to talk as well. The being is revealed to be Rasputin, who uses his powers to thrust his hand into the mutant, grabbing the Krakoan device within him and disabling its surveillance presence capabilities so they can talk in private. Omega Red didn't know he had one of those inside of him, as Rasputin reveals that the mutants killed Omega and brought him back without him knowing. He disappears, knowing the mutant will believe him in time, wanting him to come back to Russia once he knows. Wolverine kicks in the door, telling Omega that their target isn't there and they need to leave. In the year 1900, Captain Xavier is told by his men of their successful seal hunt, raising the men's morale and spirits despite being stuck in the ice for 26 days now. Looking at his watch, he knows despite being the afternoon, it's completely dark, and it brings about a midnight to the soul. Suddenly, one of his men is possessed by Omega Red, who attacks, but the captain dodges the deadly tentacles, causing the man to fall off the boat and into the icy water below, as his men turn on him, making Xavier think that it's a mutiny. The crew wonder what they should do with him, thinking they should toss him overboard, as Omega tells Xavier that colonialism apparently runs in the Xavier blood, but he is now there to make certain his body and the world aren't Xavier's to claim. In Colombia, Logan returns to Team X, killing the assassins as Sabretooth grabs him, demanding to know what Logan is doing. Logan tells him that he's doing something he should have done a long time ago, and while there is no taking it back, he can take a stab at it. He stabs Victor, pulling the pin on the grenade on his belt and blowing the mutant to bits. Maverick doesn't understand why he's doing this, asking Logan if he's going to kill him, but Logan says he won't since the cartel are coming this way. Maverick asks why he's being left there as Logan leaves, telling the mutant that he's always been a survivor, so he should get out of there while he can. Victor contacts the Professor, telling him that Wolverine has gone AWOL, not wanting extraction, but he tells the Professor that he will be killing Wolverine. Back in Japan, Logan battles the possessed Itsu, remembering how some parts of his mind have rotted and others have been scrubbed clean, but he does remember everything about this time, remembering how in the wake of World War II, he studied under Bandu Saburo, who taught him to put his warrior self behind him, and this battle now is a test of that. As Itsu attacks, he knows that she will die, but he can't be the one to kill her. He remembers Jean telling him there will be consequences, knowing Darken, his unborn son, is that consequence, but he knows he can't not do it as he pops his claws, slashing Itsu and killing her.